So Goldberg is finally back on Raw and the man was spitting. Well, literally. Gunther! People, Gunther got his shower, Gunther got his face. I am seeing more positive in Gunther versus Goldberg than negative, but I'll admit Goldberg's in-ring shape looks pretty concerning. But look, I don't feel like the match needed a championship. I mean, the idea of Jey Uso losing the championship just because of this is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolute poo-poo, but I don't mind the idea in general. Final match, most types of wrestling is absolutely fine. It's like arguing over ice cream flavor. I like all of them. You think one ice cream is gonna satisfy me? You think it's gonna satisfy this ass? Ridiculous. Wrestling fans are ridiculous. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. We're going to get Goldberg's retirement match. I believe he gets to wrestle in his hometown in his final match, and Gunther gets to beat the shit out of Goldberg. Mostly positives. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, he was moving kinda weird, which is not a roast, people. It's concern. But let's talk about Raw, people. So first of all, smash the like button. Corey Graves is back on Raw. Dearly missed. He's so great on commentary. It's kind of hard to believe WWE got rid of him when it comes to the main roster in the first place. He's very good, and this is not a diss at Pat McAfee. I like Pat too. Liv Morgan and Dominic kick off Raw. She calls him the most gorgeous man in WWE and the greatest intercontinental champion ever. She talked about Nikki Bella, saying Nikki didn't pay way for anyone and now watches her from home. So obviously they're building this tag team match, which unfortunately is most likely not gonna happen. I think it was supposed to be either the Bellas versus the women's tag team champions, or Nikki Bella with Rhea Ripley against the tag team champions, but we all know what happened later on the show. She demands a rematch she never got for the WWE Women's World Championship. Io Sky comes out, accuses Liv of being disrespectful and whining constantly. If you want the title, you have to earn it. You can't just steal it like you stole Dirty Dom. Nobody stole Dom. Dom is making his own decisions, people. The man need to be smashing, you know, and it's just Dom's way. Dom be smashing and you can't be trying to stopping Dommy smash. Then we got a fight and Io Sky stands tall. So, whatever we are going to talk about right here, all the speculations, what's gonna happen with Liv Morgan, it doesn't really matter. Why don't we just get that out of the way? Because we got Kairi Sane versus Liv Morgan later on the show, and unfortunately, very early in the match, Liv Morgan got injured. I've heard she's gonna be out for like at least a couple of months. Really unfortunate, and a big reminder that the most injuries happen during the most random ass shit. It's not the tables, not the chairs. A lot of times it's just a move you do all the time. Then we got the fatal 4-way match. Asuka versus Ivy versus Raquel versus Stephanie Wakwa, according to Nikki Bella. So, first of all, Asuka got her old theme song back, which I didn't mind the new one, but why change something that ain't broken, people? Why change something that ain't broken? WWE are on a mission to change theme songs that are good to shit ones and actually replace the good ones with slightly worse ones. Now look, people, Sheamus got his old theme song back, and then they were like, nah, yeah, it's too good. It's too good, we gotta change it up, we gotta switch it to something worse. So I wouldn't get too excited. Maybe WWE are gonna give some shitty ass theme song to Asuka too, you never know. As I talked about on SmackDown, I love these fatal 4-ways, I appreciate that shit. So obviously the match was very, very good and Asuka won, which was, I guess, pretty predictable, but I was also kinda unsure whether Asuka or Stephanie Wakwa is going to win this match. We go to the clubhouse. Raquel hasn't been cleared to compete, and that's why Liv Morgan wrestled on her own against Kairi Sane, where of course unfortunately she got injured. Dominic says, instead of me, you should be facing AJ Styles. Balor offers to help, but Dominic reminds him, you were supposed to take care of him weeks ago. So obviously a lot of drama in the Judgment Day. What's interesting though is we got Roxanne Perez, and Balor says, I have an idea for you. Raquel is suspicious. It's very on the nose. Obviously Roxanne is trying to replace the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan, and Finn Balor is behind this idea most likely. If I gotta be honest, we've seen the Judgment Day in WWE for such a long time. We've seen teases for such a long time. It's really hard to care anymore. Like, honestly, I don't give a shit. It's really hard to care. But then we see the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. He admits Jey Uso was the better man at WrestleMania, but only for one night. On every other night, I'm untouchable. I'm sure you heard the rumors. And everybody starts chanting Goldberg. We're all marks, man. We're all marks, barely any casuals anymore. Everybody is a mark. Not him! I already embarrassed him in front of his family. I don't care about rumors. He points out that Seth Rollins has the money in the bank contract and wants a world heavyweight championship, so Gunther says I'm right here. Goldberg comes out, obviously, he did his
You started something with my family months ago in Atlanta, so I have to finish it in Atlanta. July 12th. Saturday night's main event. You're next.
As Gunther looks stunned, so the match is official. Yes, people, we're getting Gunther versus Goldberg. And like I've said, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I can still be a normal-ass wrestling fan. It's all fine. Everything's fine. It's gonna be so cool, man. We're gonna see a spear. Powerbomb, spear, he kicked out, dude! You know what's weird? This type of shit got me into wrestling in the first place, It's just cool. I hope he's still not gonna claim he's doing it for his son. Well, he kinda did. He talked about family. Which is kinda weird because this is not the same Gage. Gage is right now. Gage is a grown-ass man. He doesn't need to see his daddy wrestle. It's kinda weird, man. When Goldberg came back in 2016, I was young. He wasn't. That's the point I'm trying to make. He didn't really change that much, which is crazy, but people were calling him Oldberg back then, and it's been 10 years. I'm well into my mid-20s now. I was 16 years old when Goldberg came back. An innocent child. Which makes me worry that, the match it's gonna be ass. We all know that. The question is, are we okay with it? Then we got JD McDonough versus AJ Styles. Pretty cool match. JD finally got a singles match in the WWE after he came back, and AJ Styles won. He also stole the championship, and I like the way it looks. It's like I don't want Dominic to lose the championship because he barely did anything with the title, but at the same time, AJ winning something, finally, I'm not gonna complain. And Nick Aldis makes the match official. It's gonna happen at Night of Champions. It's kind of crazy, but with all the criticism Night of Champions is gonna get, it's in Saudi. Obviously, we know the history of WWE pay-per-views in Saudi. They're all like Vince McMahon's wet dreams on coke, Viagra. But the pay-per-view is looking good. King of the Ring match, obviously CM Punk versus Cena. We're getting AJ versus Dom. Doesn't look that bad. You know what's crazy? I thought Goldberg versus Gunther is actually going to happen in Saudi, but that's not the case. Which is honestly, at this point, is pretty refreshing. Most Goldberg matches happen in Saudi, it's kind of refreshing. We finally see Bayley, she's happy to be back, she missed the fans, she was robbed of a WrestleMania match, but she doesn't wrestle for the spotlight. It's nights like this and the people. She calls out Becky Lynch. Becky comes out, you're settling for friendship over legacy? Bayley says she does have a legacy, and can still help others. They argue who actually fights for the fans, and Bayley accuses Lynch of being insecure and attacking Lyra out of fear. Bayley challenges Becky Lynch to a match, and Becky agrees, but not for the title. But people. But Bayley versus Becky was announced for the championship by Nick Aldis. I thought this is going to be a pay-per-view match. Now, since it's gonna be on Raw, we all know how it's going to end. Some shenanigans, and obviously Becky is retaining the championship, but still pretty big. We also see Bayley and Lyra talking, and now basically Bayley apologizes. I didn't respond to your text because I wasn't talking with anybody. I wasn't in the right place. And Lyra says something along the lines of, I get it, you're prioritizing yourself, and I'm gonna do the same if you win that championship. Like I said in my previous video, Lyra is growing up in the WWE. She realized you can't trust wrestlers. Snake-ass bitches, man. Every single wrestler who turned heel is an asshole. So she's not gonna be burnt again. Fool me twice, shame on me. Another Karrion and Sammy segment. Every single week, Karrion got a great pop again. Sammy says, you're just hiding instead of showing up in front of a crowd. Now I think it's just shit creative. They're not letting him do that. Which is kinda crazy. Again, I talked about this before. When people didn't care about him, every week he's on television. Now that he got over on his own, let's keep him backstage. Man, hopefully it's gonna pay off. Whatever this shit is, hopefully it's gonna pay off. And Sammy says, after King of the Ring, I want a match against you. And we got a pop. So finally, we have a date. Sometime after King of the Ring, Karrion is going to be in a match against Sami. But also, do you guys honestly see Karrion winning? With Sami now most likely going into WrestleMania to challenge the World Heavyweight Champion? I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of a twist. A lot of people are saying Sami is turning heel. If the plans are for Sami to win the World Championship, the underdog story, that is definitely not happening anytime soon. Maybe Sami is gonna be the one who doesn't turn heel because of, Karrion's manipulation, because most people actually did. Finally, we got the Fatal 4-Way King of the Ring tournament match. Jay, Rusev, Sheamus, Bronson, and Jay doesn't give a shit. Why would I be mad, Oos? Why would I be mad when it's... Yeah. Brother, you lost the title. Show some emotion. This writing is so ass. Every day I'm agreeing with Rikishi more and more. The writers are garbage. Show some real emotion. Show a different side of Jey Uso. He just lost his dream. He lost the championship and he doesn't really give a shit. I know the whole point of this tournament is to get a world championship opportunity, but be angry. Maybe for one night only, perhaps. Don't yeet. Be focused. Well, we got the match, which was obviously great. Seeing Rusev, Sheamus, Bronson in the same match, some big-ass man doing some big-ass thing, Dare I say, Rusev, man. Sheamus, man. A lot of chaos in this. We saw Braun Breaker, we saw Penta, we saw Sami Zayn, we saw LA Knight. At this point, just get him to Raw. Rollins is on Monday Night Raw, draft LA Knight to Monday Night Raw, but I'm happy he's getting these opportunities. It's a big rivalry. So Jey Uso ends up winning, Rollins comes out ready to attack Jey Uso, but Cody makes the save. Now, we got a face-off, and they didn't do anything. So obviously there's a lot of speculation. What that mean? What that mean? I think it's pretty simple. I don't think there's this Cody heel turn coming and he's joining Seth Rollins. It's as simple as, look at what we had at WrestleMania. Where did it all go wrong? He still doesn't want to fight Seth Rollins because of their history. They've been through this, people. They fought. They've been through war. They made up. They have so much history. Are we really going to do this again? So, it was a pretty solid episode of Raw. We got a couple of returns, we got some story development, obviously tickling the conspiracy theorist ball sacks with Rollins and the Cody tease. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Look, are you really expecting Cody to turn heel? Come on. But I would say, people, for the most part, WWE is getting kinda better. Like, at least lately I'm really enjoying these shows. But thank you for watching this video, people. If you want to see more videos, here. Click. And subscribe. And yes, I tried to open a coffee can. I be a loser.